Each and every Monday is $9 Monday at WagerTalk.com, and all daily picks packages are priced at only $9, including 5% best bets, normally priced at $35. As an added bonus, any picks packages loaded early for Overnight Tuesday or action during the week will also be priced at $9 until midnight on Monday. So make sure to take advantage of getting these $25 and $35 picks for only $9 before the clock strikes 12 and they return to regular price.
Welcome, everybody, to Wager Talk Today. I am Lawrence Pressman, that man, Teddy Covers. And we got a good show for you guys. Marco D'Angelo joining us right off the top. He's going to talk Georgia Tech, Syracuse, Indiana State, Drake. And then we got Kelly making an appearance. Baylor, Oak State, and Indiana, Ohio State. And we end the show with Bryan Leonard, who happens to be hanging out in our ear as we talk because, you know, it's actionable info, best show ever. Brian wants to hear it too. He's talking Bruins and Baylor. Teddy Covers, how was your week?
Bruins don't play Baylor.
Two games, the Boston Bruins game and Baylor game. Yeah, Brian's known for his incredibly precise notes, you know. He put the line up, he put the opposition up. I know. I should have done all the work.
That's what you do, Lawrence. That's, you're a guy that knows how to work, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, I did know how to work. The work ethic left the building a long time ago, Teddy. What did you learn this weekend?
So Vegas was packed. I had friends in town all weekend and was out and about, bouncing around the strip, bouncing around downtown. And I don't know that I've ever, it felt like New Year's Eve all weekend. The strip was packed downtown. I was trying to get a steakhouse reservation. Marco will appreciate this when he comes on. Downtown, my buddies wanted to go downtown and have steak last night. I was trying to get a reservation for 7. Couldn't get in anywhere. I finally had to make a reservation for 6 and then sneak in the 7th person because there was 7 of us. Had a great meal at Andiamo's, which is a place that Marco D'Angelo turned me on to. But it's good to see Vegas as busy as it was. Cashed another big ticket on Saturday. Unfortunately, that was the only thing I did right in college hoops all weekend, Prez. I had a real good run going. And it's not like I don't still have a real good run going into today, but the weekend, something of a disappointment in the college basketball. I guys were running so good. We cashed the one that mattered the most, but that's the only one we cashed all weekend. What about you? What did you learn this past weekend?
Well, let's start with how I did, Teddy. I gave out Carolina Hurricanes on Friday as my free pick. We won it. Ended the week on the Presidential Address 9-1 on the entire week in the Daily Presidential Address. But in keeping with the hell of my NHL season, my 5% lost. My free play won. But it was the first 5% loser in a long time, so it's going to happen. College basketball, man, I won every game except one, and the game I lost was Northern Alabama on Saturday, winning plus 1.5 ahead from start to the last minute. And then they pooched it. It was deflating because I could have had a perfect weekend. Anyway, as far as what did I learn, brother? The Olympics are over. Thank God. Yeah. Listen, I love them, but they become all consuming for me, man. I end up videotaping. Dude, I find myself watching bobsled when, the Canadians aren't even in it. I'm like, is it going to be Germany? Is it going to be China? Oh my God, the drama.
I don't want to jump in, but I can watch this stuff once. I can watch one skier go down, maybe a second one. I can watch one bobsled run. I can watch one figure skater. I can't make it through any of the commercials, dude. I don't want to see the same, 15 people go down the same bobsled run the exact same way. It's just not that interesting. More power to you, buddy. Yeah.
I get it, bro. Brandon Katz doesn't like my headphones, Teddy. He thinks they're too big. Listen, obviously I can put the the ear pods in and make them smaller like Teddy has. I even have them without the string. These are the Sony headphones. They're like the best headphones you can get your hands on. They make my voice sound so good, dude. I'm permanently turned on by myself for the entire show. So I'm going to stick with these headphones. Marco D'Angelo! It's $9 Mondays, brother. And man, you got to be the featured $9 guy. You're on some serious freaking runs. Going for 8 NHL winners in a row. You're on an 11-1 run. 26-9 last 35 hockey plays. How did I do?
You did good. You did good, sir. You know, big 5% winner last night. And I really wanted to, take a jab at you last night after my game ended. I wanted to get Lori and jump up and down in the living room, celebrate the 5% play like you and Viv did. But, when you're used to scoring touchdowns, you just turn and hand the football to the referee and move on.
Act like you've been there before.
Yeah. So, listeners, what I'm hearing from Marco and Teddy is if you buy their 5% play, they will not lose their shit like I do because your hard-earned money is on it. I get it, Marco. Look, been there, done that. No. Every day you pick up new clients, and every day you got to win for them. And you guys both know I cannot physically and emotionally handle losing plays for my clients. Yeah, when I win them, I'm going to celebrate like a crazy man. Not because I need the money, not because that play was any more or less important than the play before or after, but because so many of my clients were counting on me and I pulled it off. And that gives me incredible nachas, and I can't contain my excitement. What can I say? So thank you for bringing that up, Marco. Thank you for allowing me to explain how much I care. Marco,
that's my first bad beat of the day.
Yeah, there you go. Teddy tried to make fun of me as well with that nonsense. I'm proud. I am proud to stand with my clients and lose my shit. Georgia Tech, Syracuse, +9 for Tech. What do you like here, bro?
Well, guys, when you first look at, this game, the knee-jerk reaction is going to be you want to jump on Syracuse and lay the points. They've won 5 of their last 6 games, including a 20-point blowout win on Saturday against Boston College, laying basically the same number that they're laying tonight. Now, Saturday, I was on Syracuse in that game, and the reason being I was on them, I'm a situational guy. I like to find the spots. Well, we were catching Boston College coming off, going to Notre Dame, go to South Bend, and they played in a, shootout. I think it was 99-95 type game. And I was going against Boston College in that game. Syracuse was in the right spot. It was a Saturday home game, and they got the job done. Now, for all those reasons that I went with Syracuse on Saturday, I'm going to look to go against them here on a Monday night. They're coming back 2 days later, playing, another team that's at the bottom of the ACC and bottom third, I should say. And they've got 2 monster games coming up later this week. In 2 days, they go and play Notre Dame in Notre Dame. Notre Dame's second in the ACC. They follow that game up, come back home on Saturday to host Duke, the number 1 team in the ACC. This is a spot where I think we see Syracuse get the win, but it's one of these ones where we just look to show up and we're going to get the win. I'm going to take the Georgia Tech team at, a nice number here. The number when I sent it in last night for the show was 9. I'm seeing some 8.5s here. So some early money is coming in, agreeing with my side. I'm going to go ahead and take Georgia Tech. I think this game is going to be, a 2-possession type game. See it around that 3 to 5 point mark either way. Take the dog live and see if they can bark for me tonight in the ACC.
So one thing Georgia Tech has not been good at doing is following up wins with good performances. To the tune of 1 point spread cover the last 8 tries coming off a victory. And they are coming off that win against Pitt. Do you worry at all about Georgia Tech's inability to sustain multiple good performances in a row when backing the Yellow Jackets this evening?
Yeah, that's a good observation, Teddy. The thing is, the win that they got was against Pitt. And I think the back-to-back thing of saying not being able to put 2 good games together is maybe when they get those rare wins, they beat somebody that was maybe a little bit sexier than Pitt. Pitt's not a good basketball team this year. And I think a lot of people are going to dismiss that Pitt win. And I can't see them getting too excited about it. They're stepping up in class going from Pitt to Syracuse. So that's why that one's not bothering me.
Marco D'Angelo, everyone. Marco, let's move to Indiana State and Drake. Plus 11.5 now. Indiana State, they've covered 3 in their last 10 tries. Are they covering tonight?
Yeah, this is another one, guys, where I'm going to go ahead and look at the situation. You know I love to find these spots where I think I can find a live dog. And this is going to be one that I'm going to start with this, and I'd be curious to hear Teddy's take on this. When we look at home court and we assign values to teams, I have always put a bigger emphasis on home court value when it's a weekend as opposed to a weekday game. That is in all of the daily sports, hockey, basketball, baseball, football, we're talking about Saturday and Sunday. And whenever you do have those other games, they're actually more special because of the way the league is set up. But daily sports, Mondays, it's just like, normal people going to work. You hate Mondays. And I don't think the home crowd is electric and into the games like it is on a weekend. We've got a situation here where you've got a Drake team coming off a monster win on the weekend. They went on the road Saturday night as a 7.5, 8-point underdog and beat Loyola on the road. At the time, the best team in the conference. Now they slipped to second place after Northern Iowa won yesterday. To get that big win on the road, return home 2 days later, being a Monday, and playing one of the also-rans in the division, Indiana State, a team that just a few weeks ago you hammered on the road by 18. I just don't see where the motivation comes from Drake tonight. It's an inflated line because of Saturday's result in the first meeting. I think Indiana State can stay with this team and sneak under the number. I also like to go back and look at, first meetings. Was there any outliers in that game that, might change the outcome in the second meeting? Well, one of them was Drake shot the lights out of the basketball. They hit 51% for the game, and they had 17 more shots from the field against Indiana State in that game. They were also 10 of 20 from three-point range. All of that led to an 18-point blowout. I just don't see the same effort. Use my favorite saying. I'm looking at Drake tonight. They are a fat and sassy candidate. I think they show up, think they just have to show up and win. That's when I like to take an inflated dog, and that's why I'm on Indiana State tonight.
So I already know your answer to this, but it's the question I was thinking of whenever we were talking about it. This is about a series history as you're going to find in college basketball. The last 9 meetings between these two teams, Drake 8-1 straight up, 9-0 against the spread. They've owned Indiana State. The reason they had so many more shot attempts in the first meeting was because they dominated the boards, which has been fairly consistent for Drake against Indiana State. When you look at this series history, that again, the recent success for Drake dates back to about 2017, and they've owned the glass in just about every game between these two squads. So I know you like the situation for Drake, for Indiana State, plus the points tonight. Does the series history and the consistent dominance on the glass for Drake concern you?
It is obviously something you can't ignore, Teddy, but we know in college basketball, the turnover of these kids, it's not, to say, the last 5 years this team has won X number, blah, 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 how many of those kids are still here? I look more on the situation where if they weren't coming off such a big win, yeah, I probably wouldn't be looking at Indiana State. But it's because of that. That makes it, if I'm going to believe in my angles, in my situations, doesn't that make it even easier for them to look past this team? Because they know the series history too, and they beat them by 18 on the road. I like the fact when it's the home team that, won the first meeting on the road and won it so easily, and then you get the benefit of coming off a monster win. That's like a double whammy to me. This team, and especially the 2-day turnaround. If this was like a Monday game that we're playing and they did all of that and then they had till Saturday to play their next game, that's a different story. You played Saturday and you're coming right back on Monday, and it was a road game turning back home. If these 20-year-old kids can get their heads screwed on straight and have another dominating performance, God bless them. They take my money.
Outstanding. Great work, Marco. Well, let's recap your promo. What do you got going tonight? An NHL play, right?
Yeah, I tell you what, guys, it's NHL. I've got my Monday Massacre. You can get it for $9. Normally would be $25. Hockey, guys, just a few years ago, I didn't even do hockey. But because my wife made me buy season tickets to the Golden Knights and I'm watching hockey all the time, I said, you know what? I got to start making money on this. And we've done very well with the hockey. Going for 8 in a row tonight. We're on 11-1 run and 25-9 or 26-9. It's been good. Pick it up for $9.
Excellent stuff, Marco D'Angelo, everyone. Guys, please hit that like button. Would be greatly appreciated. We're going to take a quick break. Teddy covers Big Game Breakdown. Kelly Stewart, Bryan Leonard, the Daily Presidential Address. The show's just begun.
Deja vu? It may seem like it since we've made the same announcement 3 times in the last 3 months, with this being number 4, but we are lowering our prices again. First, our 30-day All Access went from $349 to $299. Next, the 7-day All Access Pass went from $119 to just $99. And just a few weeks ago, despite our popular 3-day All Access Pass, it went down to $59 from $69. Next up is the 90-day All Access Pass, which is now officially dropped down to $749 from being $849, giving you 90 days of selections from your favorite handicapper for under $6 per week. Remember, purchase wager bucks can now be used the same as cash, including on our new lowered price, $3, $7, $30, and 90-day All Access packages, allowing you to save every day on every pick you buy.
It is time for today's Big Game Breakdown. And what did we do with the Big Game Breakdown on Friday? We cashed a winner with Maryland over the total in their game at Nebraska. What are we going to do today on the Big Game Breakdown? We're going to look to cash another winner with Maryland over the total, this time at home against Penn State. Now, this isn't a situation like the Nebraska game where we knew Hoiberg wants to run and two teams both want to get play with pace. And you can get it, and what again, the 160s in that contest. I don't expect that tonight. The total here, 128.5. And Penn State is certainly not a team that wants to run and gun under Micah Shrewsbury. They haven't done it all season. Not an over team per se. They haven't allowed 60 4 times in the last 5 ball games. Not a team that's attracting a ton of market support for overs as a result. But you take Penn State out of Happy Valley, you put them on the road, and what are we seeing? They allowed 76 at Minnesota, a game goes over the total. Allowed 74 at Indiana, a game goes over the total. I would anticipate that much like on Friday, when we saw Maryland able to push pace against Nebraska, I wouldn't be surprised at all to see Maryland push some pace here, even against a relatively slow Penn State squad. Now, Terps at home, where in theory they're supposed to be able to control pace. You put it all together, the bottom line with this one is we're looking at a Maryland team we want to ride going over the total, not looking to reinvent the wheel every day. What you want to do is take stuff that's worked, that you've used, that stands out, this stage of the season. We're going to keep rolling with it. 128.5 looks a tad bit low to this better. Let's take Maryland and Penn State up and over the total. And there's your big game breakdown for Monday night. Back to you, Mr. Prez.
Teddy Covers. Guys, remember, everybody, it's $9 Mondays. I'm absolutely rolling in college basketball right now, Teddy. I got one college basketball play and a bonus NHL. And I say bonus NHL because, well, I'm not rolling in NHL, Teddy. I am rolling in NHL, just not in my client picks. But you can get both my college basketball and my NHL for only $9. What do you got going?
Yeah, I'm on 16-5 college basketball run. And we have a single best bet in college hoops for tonight. Again, just $9. It's a watch and win. Louisville, North Carolina on ESPN tonight.
Nice. Kelly Stewart joining us, everyone. And Kel, I hear this is your last appearance for a couple of weeks.
Nah, I just asked you to switch days for me. Going to Key West this weekend, so I asked to have next Monday off so I could, partake in the festivities, if you will. There's a 1 p.m. snorkeling class that I would really like to take because I am a horrific swimmer, snorkeler, scuba, anything that requires me to hold my breath. You might as well just hold my head underwater and assume I'm drowning.
Yeah, Kel, I'm just going to give you a quick class right now so you can be on our show next Monday. You put the goggles on, and then you have a snorkel, and you breathe
so bad, Prez.
Through the snorkel, in and out when it pokes above the water, and you kick your leg. Kick, and you move your hands. And then when you go under the water, you still kick and move your hands and you just don't breathe. That's it. Like, breathe
I just
when
wish it
you're
was that
out of the
simple.
water. Who needs... Teddy, did you know there was a thing, snorkeling? It's like, I need to learn how to brush my teeth.
No, it's like we're going out as a group and I click beginner. I want somebody to actually help me as an adult because I don't think my brain understands the mouth breathing thing. And that's just the issue for me. So anyway, I'm going to be back on Wednesday if you have time for me. So whoever's on Wednesday, if they want to switch with me.
Awesome. We will take you. We will take you on Wednesday. We want a full recap of your snorkeling experience. I actually love snorkeling. One of my favorite things in the world is spearfishing.
See, and I would love to get good enough to be able to do that.
Yeah, it doesn't require any talent, Kelly. You hold your breath when you're under the water. You breathe when you're out of the water.
Yeah, enough with the press yapping. Well, this is what'll happen, okay? The guy will instruct you for 5 minutes and you'll figure it out. Snorkeling is one of those things.
You're not many epic fails. I tried in Hawaii. I've tried several times in Florida. I've tried Mexico, Costa Rica. I'm gonna get it done this time. I think I'm so bad at it. I'm telling you guys, the breathing, my brain it's something.
Teddy, I will not be doing the show tomorrow. Steve Merrill taking over for me. I've got sitting on chair lessons at noon. I've really been struggling to sit on a chair. So yeah,
I know. It's just, listen, this is not something I'm proud of. Listen.
I got to ask this because Press doesn't ask the right follow-ups. All right.
No,
you said that you were, you were yap about something. Who knows what the hell you were talking about. But Kelly, so you quit drinking for a month, but you're going to party in Key West this weekend and you're not supposed to drink till you get to Vegas? How's that going to work?
Yeah, that's not going to happen. It's already going to not happen. I did cheat on Super Bowl as well, so that kind of already didn't happen. But I took like an 11-day hiatus and then like another 11-day hiatus, and then I'll take another one before I go to Vegas. I had a couple of weeks span here where there was a lot of people in town, and I said yes to everybody, and then went to Chicago and partied, went to New York and partied. It was just a travesty for my liver, and I kind of went a little bit off the deep end. You got to reel yourself back in, when things start to unravel, you just got to force yourself to behave for a couple of weeks and make it even out a little bit.
Kel, listen, easy peasy quitting alcohol. Edibles, much more fun.
No, edibles are not fun. They just make me go to sleep.
And sleeping, especially when you're my age, is a lot of fun.
Fair enough, Prez.
Let's get into the Baylor-Oklahoma State game. And Kelly, this game's interesting because here you have a team, Baylor, 22-5, playing a 13-13 team. And Baylor is a sexy team right now, yet they're only -5. I have to think the majority of public Joe money is coming in on Baylor tonight. Are you going to make a case for the dog?
Prez, you guys got to brag about yourselves, and while my January and even early parts of February were rather horrific for college basketball, I'm done overthinking this. I joked on the hustle. We do that hustle every Wednesday, every Saturday. My buddy Chris, Adam, Drew Martin from WagerTalk, and we have a great time. But we started joking about, hey, you know what? Don't overthink it. The dogs finally started coming in for us Saturday and yesterday, a little bit last Wednesday as well. And I was on TCU on Saturday. I took the 12.5. But this is a spot where I think Baylor might be looking ahead to the game on Saturday. Now, I know there's a 5-day break. They do have Kansas on deck. This is a tough one, Prez, because you're right. This is a little bit of reverse line movement. This one opened Baylor -6. Now Oklahoma State just getting only 5 little points. I'm going to sit back and wait a little bit. I want to get a little bit more information from my guys out of Waco. Our good friend Chris, that is on the hustle with us, always has great info coming out of that city because he is a Baylor alum. Cryer has been 50-50, questionable, probable. We've heard about him all week. Do I think he makes a significant impact to this team? No. But do I think that they play better with him? Absolutely. If Cryer's in, I will be on Baylor, and I'm hoping to get ahead of the market on that one. If Cryer is out, I'm going to be staying away here. But I know it sounds square, but I'm looking towards Baylor, and I'm trying not to overthink this one too much.
Yeah, I certainly wouldn't talk you out of Baylor, but my biggest concern is the injury front. With Cryer's questionable, I'm seeing Flagler questionable for tonight. Obviously, the huge loss to the guy whose name I'm not even going to try to pronounce, but the team's leading rebounder out for the season. And, of course, the guy, who hits 2/3 of a shot for the campaign. Are you worried at all about Baylor's depth being a problem, especially with a relatively short turnaround for the Bears off their weekend performance?
I think I'm more worried about a motivation factor here, Teddy, against a really lackluster 13-13 Oklahoma State team. That would be my biggest concern. Are they overlooking this team? I think Baylor's biggest issue is they peaked too early. Now, we're going to see. Can they make a run here into March? I think they still can, but you're right. You mentioned 3 guys, pretty significant to that lineup. As I said, I'm kind of holding tight with that line move. Either somebody likes Oklahoma State, or we may be seeing Flagler and Cryer out for this evening, but we're going to keep an eye on that one. And I will tweet, just like I do every single day, on which games I end up to the window on. But this one seemed just so trappy, but there is a part of me that does like Baylor, regardless of the look-ahead spot here.
Kelly Stewart joining us, everyone. And so is Maddie, my daughter. Come. Oh, she's taking the computer charger and she won't make an appearance on the show.
Can you blame her?
Appearance? No appearance. Kel, some guy, Johnny Detroit, logged onto the chat
that guy.
room. Yeah. And wants me to ask you about your edible experience in Pittsburgh.
Oh my God, it was terrible, you guys. So as I mentioned, I do not like to take edibles. I don't like to take edibles. We're at dinner. We're having a great time. It's Marco's 60th birthday. Me, Bobby, Johnny, Marco, sitting at the bar, flirting with the bartender, having the best time. Somebody sets an edible in front of me. I said, I'm not taking that. Unless you guys want me to go home and go to bed. I am not taking that. They said, oh, well, every name in the book
Peer
that you
pressure.
can think of. Yeah, of course. And I said, all right, after dinner, I will take this. Okay. So we get in the car. We're going to the strip club. Going to have a great time. Marco's like, I'll split it with you. I said, fine. We weren't at the strip club an hour and I could not keep my eyes open. I was literally sitting there just like falling asleep in the booth. And Bob turns and looks at me and he's like, need an Adderall? I'm like, no, that is not the answer. None of this is the answer. The answer is Kelly should not take edibles in public. The answer is that is reserved for her couch when she's at home and she needs a good night's sleep.
Yeah. Not the same experience Lawrence has on edibles. That's for sure. All right, Teddy, set the next one up, brother. It's all you.
Yeah, I appreciate that, Lawrence. Way to give me the instructions. Indiana and Ohio State for tonight. Right now, I'm seeing the Buckeyes, looking at the WagerTalk Live odds screen, -6.5. There are 7 starting to pop for Ohio State. Total sitting at 135.5. What do we do with this Big Ten Monday night showdown, Kelly?
Yeah, Teddy, I expected this to be all Ohio State money, and that's because pretty much all season long, these top 25 teams coming off a loss have been absolute monsters. So it's just like almost like a blind play here, right? I was against the Buckeyes on Saturday. I took Iowa plus the points. I didn't think Iowa could win in Columbus. And not only did they win, they won pretty well. This was kind of just a very weird spot for the Buckeyes and not traditional. They haven't lost a game at home, especially almost getting blown out at home. I think we see a bounce back spot here with them. Yes, it's a short turnaround from Saturday, but something Marco said that I thought was really interesting is the home crowds on a Monday. Hopefully the Buckeyes fans still come out and take away that loss from frankly, a very good Iowa squad. And hopefully they can just do what they do against mediocre teams here, right? We've seen Ohio State blow out teams like Minnesota. We've seen them blow out Michigan, Maryland, teams like that are just, in my opinion, kind of a middle of the road, if you will. Indiana has just been on a really rough stretch. They played Illinois, Michigan State, Wisconsin, and now Ohio State all within the last week and a half. I do think that this is kind of just a last-ditch effort to try to keep it close. I don't think they're going to. Of course, we like to use Ken Palm and other bookmakers do as well. So, of course, they put the line out at 6. So I don't think there's any edge here other than a situational one. So I'm going to take the situation here and lay it with the Buckeyes.
There you go, Kelly Stewart. Kel, we'll see you next Wednesday. I'll make sure to remember. Have a blast.
Prez, if you just checked your DMs on Slack, you know that lovely business tool Johnny Detroit.
Are you coming on to lecture me as well? No. I got to put up with freaking Teddy. No.
Okay,
get out of here,
Kel.
I will copy and paste my DM and text you.
I got it, Kel. I got it. I'm not that stupid. Now you can. Yeah, there we go. Teddy, man. Edibles or alcohol?
For me, I don't drink, so it's a clear choice.
Yeah.
I don't. I mean, alcohol just doesn't work for me. It's not my.
Me either.
It's not my intoxicative choice.
Yeah, and I used to be such a cheap drunk. It was like one drink, and then I was done.
Yeah.
One.
Oh. I mean, when I drink the second beer, I'm feeling it. I'm already. I love you guys.
Yeah.
It doesn't take much. Yeah. And I don't.
Oh yeah,
it's really easy.
I'm gonna love you guys as well. Carmine is unbelievably and I love you guy. But yeah, dude, I'm with you on edibles over alcohol. I know Marco agrees. Curious what Bryan Leonard has to say. Bri?
Fall asleep, I take the edibles. If I'm looking to have a good time, I do the drinking. I figured it all out at my ripe old age of 60. And I do have a couple comments based on some of the things that were said earlier. Number one, Marco talked about the Saturday home games. I was listening to Dan Dockich, a former coach in college basketball, and he was talking about that the other day. And he had mentioned Saturdays don't have the normal crowd. You have a lot of people bringing families to games. A lot of people who don't normally go to games will go on a Saturday. So maybe the games that are played during the week are better for the home teams because you've got the fans there. You've got the student body there. The student body's been drinking at night. I don't know. I haven't seen any information on research on that, but I came to a different conclusion than what Marco did. Secondly, regarding your taking lessons on sitting, all you got to do, Prez, is just get rid of those 2 New York City phone books that you have to sit on and reach in order to reach the microphone. Just get rid of those, and it's so much easier to sit.
Sorry, Teddy. I know you got to talk, but I got to respond to that. Bri, did you spend the whole 35 minutes working on that joke?
Yes, I did. Yes,
Okay.
I did.
And he put it
wanted to
together.
Get you back.
Okay.
There you
It
go.
worked. Yeah.
Teddy, you're up.
So for what it's worth, Brian, I'm not convinced. Okay, we talked a lot about low-hanging fruit, keeping it simple on this show, taking the stuff that makes sense. And when you're starting to go into the thought process, well, is the home court on Saturday worth an extra half point? Is the home court on Monday worth a less of a half point? No. You know, the home court between Saturday and Monday and Friday night and Wednesday and whatever it is, you're not going to tell me that the max versus the min is a point's worth of difference. And I'm really trying not to spend too much time focusing on the minutia as opposed to the bigger issue. How the team's going to show up, what are the matchups, what's the spot, et cetera, et cetera. So I'm with you in disagreeing with Marco. It's always fun to do.
Something I do all the time.
Brian, let's get into it, dude. We're up against it like always. That's why we save you to the end. You know why? It's your talent, your ability to communicate quickly. 1 p.m. game starts in 24 minutes. Boston against Carolina. Brian, I like the over in this game a lot. I tell everybody out there, I would take the over in this game, guys. I would look to take the over in the first period as well. But I can't bet Colorado here. They're on a run for the ages. I just don't see value in their line. I don't know where you're going, but, man, I got to think you like the Bruins.
Yeah, I think the value is here with the Bruins. The line's too high in that regard. Anytime you're betting on a team like Colorado that has been as hot as they have been, you're paying a price. I don't know if I agree with the over here. I was impressed with Boston. They just came off of a 4-game road trip. And in those 4 games, they gave up a total of 7 goals in regulation. They're playing very good defense right now. They're back at home, playing an overrated Colorado team. Obviously, when you're playing an underdog at plus 160 in that area, you don't expect to win as much as you would with the other team. But I think there's some value here on Boston. This is a team right now, I'm thinking we're playing them right now at a point where I think they're a buy-on team. And as good as Colorado is, I can't lay this kind of number on the road.
Yeah.
So Brian says, take a look at the Boston Bruins at the big plus price in NHL action on Monday night. Let's go to college hoops and shift our focus to this marquee matchup. We just discussed it a few minutes ago with Kelly. Let's see what your take on it is, Brian. Baylor and Oklahoma State. Again, looking at that WagerTalk live odds screen right now, I'm seeing the Bears -5, total 138.5.
Yeah, I don't know where Kelly said she said it opened 6. I didn't see that. I've seen it pretty much at 5, 4.5 all day. I like this Baylor team. I think they have underperformed this year, and a lot of that has to do with the injuries. So I'm not as concerned about who's going to be in the lineup for Baylor as other people are, because all season long, Baylor's been playing shorthanded. This is a team that I think, if they can get everybody back, is going to be a surprise once they get to the tournament. But right now, Baylor is not going to overlook this Oklahoma State team. Not only did they lose the first time they played them, they scored 54 points. Baylor's offense is ranked number 3 in the country by the shot quality metrics, and they scored only 54 points last time these two teams played. Oklahoma State, excellent defense, just like Baylor, but Baylor's got the only offense in this game. Oklahoma State's got a terrible offense. I like Baylor. I think they've had this game circled. Obviously, they don't lose very often, and you got a chance to play for revenge after losing on your home court. They're not overlooking to play Kansas. They want this game against Oklahoma State, and scoring 54 points, to me, that's embarrassing. So I think Baylor laying the points is the way to go in this contest.
So, Brian, I just a quick follow here, because you said something and Marco said something that was comparable, talking about how Baylor, this is a team with something to prove, a team that can make some noise in the big dance. Baylor aren't they defending national champs? You know, everyone seems to forget they won the national title last year, last March or April. Is this a team that you think is still searching for respect in some way?
They are, and they've, like a lot of teams do, when you win the national title, you're not quite as focused the next year. We would not think anything of teams in the NBA that all of a sudden they win the national title, and then the next year they're not nearly as good in the regular season. They're built for the postseason, And Baylor's just playing their way through, struggling with injuries this season. And the depth has been a concern, but that's going to benefit them as the season goes on. This is a team that's been there, done that. They know when to turn it on and when to coast. This is a game where they turn it on, and it would not surprise me when they play Kansas if it comes back another strong game out of Baylor in that regard.
Bryan Leonard, everybody. Bryan, outstanding stuff. Guys, I just want to make a quick mention that Bryan is number 2 in college basketball in profit on the website. He has made 55% return on investment this college basketball season. 140 wins, 112 losses, absolutely dominant, but that is nothing compared to his hockey. If I recall, Bryan started the hockey season losing like 100 plays in a row, and now he is 58% on the season, taking dogs. He is 83% return on investment. Killing everybody, Bryan. Just an absolute monster of a hockey season. Congrats. And what do you have going for our clients on $9 Monday?
For a guy that made fun of you earlier, I really appreciate you taking that in stride and giving me some credit. That was very manly of you, and I appreciate that. Yeah, I've got 4 plays today. I've just given you my 2-3% plays. I've got 2 4% in hockey going tonight. And you can get those $9. You get all 4 plays. You've got the 2 are smaller ones here, but 2 more 4-star plays in the NHL. Number 1 in the NHL on the season. Number 2 last year in the NHL. Like Marco, until I started handicapping hockey 5 years ago, I didn't know a thing about it. Maybe that's an advantage that both of us have had, is being new to the sport, but we both had a lot of success.
Excellent stuff. What a show. Bryan Leonard joining us, everyone. $9 Mondays. Teddy, I watched the Kurt Warner story last night. I thought it was good. I thought it was slow. I would have preferred more of the Rams storyline in it instead of his, time at Northern Iowa and in the Arena Football League. But I enjoyed it. I give it a solid 1.5 thumbs up. Did you see it?
No, but I was hoping you'd have started your presidential address and then started talking about movies in there.
No, I want to talk to you about it, dude. Plus, my hard stop is in 2 minutes.
No.
Okay, guys, it's time. Let's go. 111 likes, presidential address. All right. Hello, everybody. It's me, Lawrence Presman. What a show. Wager Talk Today. We had Marco D'Angelo, Kelly Stewart, and Bryan Leonard on Monday's show. Those are 3 heavy hitters. Make sure to check it out. Talked a lot of college hoops. And Bryan took apart the Bruins Colorado game, and he likes the Boston Bruins just real quick. I do want to make mention, John Ryan logs on to Slack, and he's like, Prez, thanks for promoting my 5% play at Sports Memo today. Yeah, Bryan, I didn't. But it was such a good, tricky maneuver by you that I will in my daily presidential address. So, guys, $9 Mondays over at Sports Memo and Wager Talk. John Ryan has a 5% play. I am rolling in college basketball, not Teddy rolling. Teddy is 16-5 his last 21. That's rolling at a different level to the Prez. But I got a college basketball play up tonight and an NHL play, and you get them both for only $9. Last week, we ended 9-1 in these videos, 9-1. Today, I only have 1 play for you guys, and I'm going with the Toronto Maple Leafs and the Montreal Canadiens over the total of 6.5 goals. I think we're going to get a ton of goals out of the Leafs. I think you can take the Leafs at -1.5 tonight. I think you can take the Leafs at -2.5 tonight. I think you could take the Leafs at -3.5 tonight. I think we're going to see a score of 6-2. That takes it over, wins all of those bets. That's it for me. Teddy, brother, take us home.
Sure, that's going to wrap it for the Monday edition of Wager Talk Today. We'll do it again tomorrow, same time, same channel, 9 a.m. here on the left coast, noon for you back east. Stay tuned right here on Wager Talk TV for the opening line report. Myself and Drew Martin at the top of the hour. That will be 10 o'clock Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern. All that being said, good luck tonight. Enjoy the games. We'll talk to you in 15 minutes on opening line report and at noon Eastern tomorrow on Wager Talk Today. Cheers.
Each and every Monday is $9 Monday at WagerTalk.com, and all daily picks packages are priced at only $9, including 5% best bets normally priced at $35. As an added bonus, any picks packages loaded early for Overnight Tuesday or action during the week will also be priced at $9 until midnight on Monday. So make sure to take advantage of getting these $25 and $35 picks for only $9 before the clock strikes 12 and they return to regular price.